What is going on, everyone? So it has been a little bit rough out there in the market, to say the least, for the last at least week. Definitely a lot of macro pressures in the market today. Today, I want to cover IONQ earnings, NVIDIA earnings, just some things I'm seeing in the market, and then some upcoming catalysts for quantum. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. So our Qs, let's take a look at the QQQ, which tracks all of the major indexes. Back on the 19th of February, which now feels like a very long time ago, we were trading at 540 and we're down to 513. So we've seen a ton of aggressive sell-off in tech as a whole. Let's look at the stock heat map. So if we take a look at the heat map, which is a good indicator of what's going on in the wider market, we can see that Tesla took an 8.3% hit, actually going under $1 trillion today in valuation. We can also see NVIDIA 1 day before earnings is almost down 3%. And Meta, Google, Microsoft, all down. Pretty brutal out there for the tech stocks. If you're a tech investor like me, I think there has been a lot of anticipation for the upcoming earnings for NVIDIA. So we have two earnings coming up tomorrow. We have NVIDIA earnings and we have IONQ earnings. And I want to take a look at both of those and talk about the chart and what it could potentially mean. So story time. So we're going to pull up the NVIDIA chart here. All right, let's rewind 3 months. So NVIDIA is reporting their last quarterlies. And I distinctly remember this was a time where I was very interested in getting into NVIDIA for the first time as a position. And I remember NVIDIA being core to my theme about AI and chip making and tech. And I believed in what the company had to offer. They beat on expectations. Their earnings were great. Their guidance was great. And guess what? NVIDIA sold off after the earnings. So there was a run up. And we can even see it in the chart. Actually, we can see that there was a nice run up to 149, 150. We touched 152, and then there was sell off, and it's been moving sideways. It saw 152 again briefly in January, and then we had the gap down for DeepSeek, and we've rallied back up, and we're down again with all the recent relative market weakness. So going into the last earnings, we actually saw a lot more strength in the NVIDIA stock. There's not really any indication from NVIDIA themselves. They're on record saying there is unprecedented demand for the Blackwell chip. They're behind on orders. They can't fill enough orders. So does that mean with the sell-off in the market this last week, does that mean NVIDIA trading at $24 a share lower than before its last quarterly? What does that mean for earnings tomorrow? Leave a comment, leave your predictions. Let me know what you think. I don't see any reason why NVIDIA wouldn't meet the expectations of Wall Street, if not beat. But the difference in the market, we were squarely in a bull market, and people expect always more than perfection out of NVIDIA. So what does it mean for investors this time when the whole market is really struggling, when all the major tech stocks are down, growth stocks are getting hammered? Well, the stakes are higher for just investor sentiment for NVIDIA to do well. And then let's talk about the quantum story, okay? So we're going to talk about IONQ now. And just like most other growth small cap stocks, the last 5 or so trading days, the last few trading days at least, quantum has been getting hit just like every other stock. So what does it mean for the future of quantum? Well, I'm going to go over some catalysts that I think are potentially going to help propel quantum forward in the coming months. But obviously, we're in a bear market right now. We're in a time of a lot of uncertainty. So these stocks, we're seeing that Rigetti today has broken the $10 price point and is at closed at 903. We see QBTS is trading under 6, and we see QUBT is at its lowest for a very long time at 649. And even IONQ a day before earnings is at its quantum crash price, which is pretty insane to me. So if we zoom out at the 1 month, so we have here Jensen's comments, and we're trading at $51, and we drop all the way to 29 to 28, below 28 before the stock makes a recovery. It gaps up, pushes all the way to 40, and then it's really chopped around in this zone, in the 38 to 44 zone for quite some time. And then recently we've seen this downtrend. So we're going into earnings tomorrow, and what are analysts and investors expecting out of IONQ earnings? So IONQ, we're going to have to wait and see, but IONQ is going to be a potentially nice catalyst for quantum stocks. If they can show improving earnings, improving revenue, really, I think a lot of investors are in the show me the money. Investors can make that mistake, especially with emerging tech where they expect results now. Of all the quantum companies, I think IONQ, which is a smaller cap company, is best positioned to deliver some better earnings, but we're just going to have to wait and see until tomorrow. All right, I want to quickly talk about some other potential upcoming catalysts for quantum. I'm going to be the first one to admit to you, this market has been a little bit of a rough ride these last few days. It's been tough, not just for quantum, but any growth stock across the board. I mean, you have SoundHound reporting this week, and they're crushed. You have from a high of 25 down to they were $8 today. Just stocks across the board, especially growth stocks, are having a tough time. But we did report on this in an earlier video, but it's possible that Rigetti may have a military catalyst around the corner. So this article is from February 1st, and this is the video we just posted on the channel about DARPA. So if Rigetti secures a win with DARPA, it could make a big difference for the financials of Rigetti, and any sort of catalyst like this, along with the big tech players like Microsoft and Google coming out with their new quantum chips, any catalyst will help the whole sector. We also have Rigetti's fourth quarter earnings for 2024 coming around in March. So we are hoping to see some improvement from previous earnings. That's all we really can ask for, right? At this point, we're looking for these companies to generate some income and hopefully surprise Wall Street. If they can surprise Wall Street, that will be a catalyst in and of itself to help propel the stocks. We have D-Wave in just 1 month announcing their earnings, and we have Dr. Barat's CEO of D-Wave on CNBC saying he was excited to report earnings. And I am personally very interested in seeing their earnings, as this is one of the companies that has been very outspoken about their work with commercial partners. Finally, a big catalyst coming up is the D-Wave Qubits 25 conference. That's March 31st. This is a conference that's March 31st to April 2025 in Scottsdale, Arizona. My plane tickets are booked. I'm excited to go out there and cover the conference, hopefully get some interesting information that I can bring back and share with y'all. All right, that is a wrap. So those are some upcoming catalysts for quantum computing stocks. I know in a market like this, it can be tough to keep the spirits up. If you believe in the underlying companies that you're investing in, day-to-day price movements, it's not fun. You have Tom Lee at the start of 2025 saying, you don't have to stay out of the quantum trade in 2025, but it may not be the most fun ride. I think we're seeing that in bear markets, especially. No stock really is immune. I mean, Tesla dropping 8% today. We're certainly in a pullback in the market. So that's something to keep in mind. And we'll see. I think this conversation could be very different by the end of next month or early April. So just keep your heads up. Good luck out in the market. Hopefully things can turn around. And if you found value out of this video, if you've enjoyed this video, if you found value out of it, please consider leaving a like or subscribe if I've earned it. Have a great day.